Monte Gordo, Portugal, a dream by the sea, where the world slows down and we feel so free. Warm breeze whispering sweet serenades to the rhythm of life, where our memories fade. Morning sun paints the ocean gold, stories of the night in whispers told, seashells and footprints marking the shore. In Monte Gordo we crave nothing more. Monte Gordo, Portugal, a dream by the sea, where the world slows down and we feel so free.
Welcome to Monte Gordo, Portugal. Monte Gordo is located down by the edge of Portugal, right by Spain. You're just one town over and you can catch a boat and be over in Spain. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe to our channel. We've got a lot of new viewers, but not a lot of people have subscribed, so please subscribe now. Monte Gordo is a beautiful beach town. We had a great time there. We stayed down there because they had some motocross racing going on the beach. It was fantastic. Now here we see one of the views of the boardwalk. Such beautiful beaches. Now here was the raceway that they created on the beach for the motocross and quad racing. You're going to see some of that coming up later in the video. Now here's where we stayed. We're right in this a place right here. This was an Airbnb that we rented, and this is right across the street from the beach, and there was a beautiful Ferris wheel right out front. Let's go inside and take a look. Now this Airbnb, we're a few flights up. It had an elevator, but the elevator just didn't look too safe, so we took the steps. My wife actually did take the elevator, and it did work, and it was okay, but it was very slow. It was easier and faster going down the steps. This was a nice little apartment that we stayed in. It was one bedroom, one bath, had a laundry machine, a kitchen. We did a lot of cooking inside as well, and we just loved the view. And here is our Airbnb right here to the left. And let's go on inside. We walk in and we've got a multitude of hallways and directions to go. This is our laundry room area. And this was our living room. I'll show you a couple different angles. It wasn't a very big living room, but it was very adequate. Also have a dining room table here down on the end. And it had air conditioning. You can see our backpacks laying around there. And this was our deck. And there's our fantastic view of the Ferris wheel right out back. And this is at night, as you can see. And the beach is right there behind the Ferris wheel. Got a rack out here out back where you can hang your clothes to dry. So many things are different in Portugal than the United States. There's the air conditioning system. Like doing your laundry, they really don't have a dryer. You have to hang your clothes out to dry. Now this is the bedroom we stayed in. Decent amount of space. Wasn't big, wasn't huge, but it was very adequate. We enjoyed it. And the bathroom with the walk-in, stand-in shower. Nice tiled walls, that typical of what you would see everywhere and anywhere in Portugal. And here is our kitchen. Has a small little table in there. We just used it to set things on. Lots of wine bottles there. And here's the whole kitchen view area. And we did some cooking there. Everything worked out just fine. Had a nice size ice box as well. And a dishwasher. And this was the outside view right on our porch. And you'll see later in the video that gets very busy. And this was the view of the town. There's our building where we stayed in from standing out on the beach at night. What a beautiful view. We really loved this town. This would be definitely another pick of one of our top choices of places to move to. And there's the Ferris wheel during the day. We're going to go walking around a little bit. We walked around the whole entire town. It's not a very big town. It has lots of restaurants. Amazing amount of restaurants, little shops and stores to buy food in. We walked down. When it was time to get some food, I just walked down to the local store, bought what we needed that night to cook, and we made it right then and there and ate it. No stocking up on lots of food. And there we can see we're walking out to the track. This is the day before the races. And like I said, we'll get into the races here a little bit later. Down on the boardwalk, you'll see one restaurant, one after another. Okay, that was a little live entertainment for you going on there down on the beach. And here's another view shooting back towards the town area. And right to the right of the town, you drive over or walk over if you wanted to. It'd be a long walk a little bit to the next town over. And we're going to be doing a video on the next town over coming up next. And over there, you can hop on a boat and be over in Spain in just a few minutes. Now I'm on top of one of the restaurants. You could go up on top of their roof areas. A lot of them had seating areas up there. And over to the right, this is a massive area of boats, fishing boats. You can see some of the people working on their boats, and there were swarms of birds flying around. You walk towards them and they all just swarm up. More of the fishermen getting their nets ready for another day of catching some fish. Let's chase them birds away. Okay, now we're going to get ready to go eat dinner. This is where we ate our first night. This is a nice little restaurant. Everyone was extremely friendly. The food was great. We had a good time. I had some shrimp and cod on these shish kebab type of devices here that they hang in front of you. And my wife just had the shrimp. We had some wine and some beer. And here's Monte Gordo at night. Not very busy out. This was in the off season. This was actually in November. It was not very cold out at all. Just a light jacket is all you needed. A couple people walking around, and there's just a lot of restaurants. One thing with Portugal you got to understand is the restaurants, they open up late for dinner. People go to dinner at like 9 and 10 o'clock at night. So this was early on, and a lot of the restaurants weren't even open yet, or they were just getting ready to get open. Some of the local stores. Now we're taking a walk through one of the little town street areas. There's all kinds of shops on both sides of the street. From clothing shops, jewelry shops. Here's a little local corner store with some fruits and vegetables. And a lot of these local stores also sold all kinds of meats, cheeses, beer, and wine. We felt very comfortable here and felt like this would be a great place to live. The only thing that we didn't like about it is in summertime, this being way down south, it does get a little bit warmer here. And we are from Florida, Alabama coast area, so we're used to the warm weather. But that's one of the things we're trying to get away from is it being as hot as it gets here. It gets that hot there. You can get into the 90 to 100 degrees. So we're looking more of possibly moving into the mid part of Portugal up into the Silver Coast area. Now here we see the next day, this is all the motorcycles that are coming into town. The whole town from one day to the next got completely packed out as everyone was coming to the races. And one thing that I found that was really interesting about the races that's different from the United States is if we were in the United States and there was a big race on the beach, they would have the whole thing fenced off and you'd be charged like $25 to $35 to maybe even $65 a piece to go in to see the races. And I was really expecting to pay to have to go in. And then when we walked down to the beach, I was really surprised that everything was completely free. You just walked out onto the boardwalk and you could watch the races. Now here's one of the beach areas in Monte Gordo. They got this long beach area. The beaches go up and down the coast. It's all over the place. It's very beautiful. I would imagine in summertime, it's pretty packed out here on the beach. And while the races were going on, they had all kind of snack bars and food vendors going here. They're cutting some fresh pig. And I tell you, this was delicious. We got this and brought it home and had lunch. And here we go. We had some fresh pig, a little bit of side salad. My wife's separating it all there. We threw some oil and vinegar on the salad. And this was delicious. Fantastic. Now, this is a restaurant right out front of the place that we're staying at, and we ate there one night too as well. You'll see that coming up. Just walked out our door and right across the street, and there we are. And now we're going to walk a little bit. This is the next day, and this was kind of like a little downtown area. A lot of buildings, apartments, condos. We're going to go get some snacks here in a little bit. And it's time for some treats. And we went to this place twice, had different treats and some coffees. I really liked that. It was some kind of almond, I don't know what it is, but it was really good. Almond cookie of some sort. I actually went back the next day and they were out of them. So I was kind of sad because I really wanted another one. Really good prices on this. You can see all these are euro prices, which is similar to same as $1. My wife had some coffee and the traditional Portuguese dessert here. And we're going to have a few other things. And there's my almond treat. And this is some kind of lemon cake item I got. This was actually very good. Everything we had was fantastic. And one thing we noticed is even though the things are sweet here, they're not half as sweet as what you get in the United States. It's more of a very rich, great tasting, light sweetness. It's not oversaturated with sugars like you get in the United States. So probably a little bit more healthy for you. And here's some people going into a hotel, lots of cars, motorcycles coming into town, getting ready to go to the races. This was a pretty big event. There was a lot of people at this race. And it went over 2 days. There was motorcycle racing and then quad racing. And here's the little area where we walked over to the restaurant the night before. This one area, you just walk down this street and there's restaurant after restaurant. You could live in this town and walk to everywhere you want to buy clothes, buy all your groceries, go out to dinner as much as you want, walk down the beach, walk down the boardwalk. There's even a park area next door that we're going to go to here in a little bit. And there's the restaurant that we went to the night before, what it looks like during the day. Most restaurants have menus that you can look at out front. Some of them even have pictures because it's a little bit difficult if you don't speak Portuguese to be able to understand the menu. A lot of times we found that we would look up the restaurant online on our phone and people would post pictures of food, and we would end up going to the restaurant and showing the waitress a photo of the food that somebody posted from the restaurant, say, "I want this." And they'd tell us what that is on the menu because we had no idea. So there's a good tip for you. That'd be an awesome place to stay right there. Looks like one of the units there on the corner is for sale. Just restaurants every day. We're walking around. You can see it a little bit more during the day. All these different restaurants. Little souvenir shops, novelty shops. Little Chinese Thai restaurant. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. I just want to remind you once again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe now. Just click the subscribe button. Just takes a few seconds. It really helps us out to get more viewers and get the videos out to more people. This is kind of out in the front area of the town. This is where the Monte Gordo sign is, actually, that I showed at the beginning, coming into this roundabout. Another one of the Portugal roundabouts, the famous Portugal roundabouts that are everywhere. We rented a car, so it took me a while, and I did get used to driving them all. A lot of motorcycle people coming in, as you can see, getting ready for the races. This was part of the day where we walked around the whole entire town. This is walking around this one edge part of the town that goes past some restaurants, but also takes you past a bunch of houses, little townhouse areas. I'd love to own one of these townhouses. And then over on the one side of town, there's just wide open area. I guess they can't build out here or something, but this looks like a pathway of people walking that would be walking to the next town over. And coming back around this side of town, it leads you to another walkway. This is walking out to the beach. I'm looking back at the town there. And now we're on the other side of town. This is the road that would lead you to the town over by Spain, that would take you to Spain. And on this side of town, there's lots of larger hotels, and the beach is right on the other side of these hotels here. Lots of places to stay. I would imagine this place just gets slammed super busy all summer. And then right next to these hotels is this other open park area. Right here, I can't pronounce this. I don't speak Portuguese very well, so. And they had this enclosed pen area with this horse there, so my wife went to say hi. Not sure if this is a horse or a donkey. Post in the comments, is that a horse or a donkey? I'm not sure. And then behind this area was a large parking lot over a hill, and you can see a lot of people coming in off the beach. That's because one of the races just ended, so they were just coming back. Now, this is the restaurant right across from, we just walk out of where we're staying, walk across the street, and we walk right into this restaurant here. This was really nice. And this is the first time I've ever had octopus. And I have to say, this was quite good. I would definitely have this again. I was a little bit skeptical about having it, but I enjoyed it. And it wasn't bad at all. And my wife had shrimp. She just seemed to have shrimp everywhere. And this is some of the sides that it came with. And we had a couple beers as well and little side salads. And this is the next day. This is one of the race days. This is the vendor area where they had some of the food trailers and food vendors. They put out tables and chairs. People are grabbing some food, beer, drinks. And you can see here, this is just the very edge. This is the finish line area. And there's this place is just, there must be there's definitely a couple thousand people here. And they did broadcast this live on TV, and they had a large screen playing out front. You could go in one area and drink some beer and watch the live broadcast. And I was using a zoom lens here on my camera, so I got some very good footage here, as you can see, of the racing going on myself. Try to pan across here. I'm actually standing up on top of one of the restaurant buildings. They let me go up there. There's actually seating areas on the top of a lot of buildings. So this gave me a really good view. I'm using a lens that's giving me the equivalent of like 450 millimeter. And this track, it must have went like a half a mile down the beach, and it was in multiple layers. Sometimes some motorcycle riders are going one direction, while the next track, literally on the other side of the sand wall, they're driving the next direction head on into them just about. This was a lot of fun, I'll tell you. We had a blast. 2 days coming out here watching the motorcycle races and then the quad races. Walking around the town, hanging out on the beach. You can see all the people hanging out here. Now there's one of the buildings. Now I'm standing out on the beach. You can see up on top of the building. I was up on that building a little while ago shooting. It got a little bit busy up there to the point to where the building was shaking a little bit, and I had my camera on a tripod and the whole building was shaking, so the video was getting a little shaky. So I went back down on the beach. And next we're getting ready to come up with the quad racing. These are the quad bikes getting ready to start the race. They had a whole field in here. It was all a fenced enclosed area. Right in front of all the hotels. You could walk out there and look at them, take pictures. And here we're just hanging out a little bit before the races of the quad races. Once again, here's the big Ferris wheel. And the sad thing is, the last day we were there, because we were there after the races ended, they came in the middle of the night and they started taking the Ferris wheel apart. And by the next day, it was almost completely taken apart, and they were starting to haul it away. Now, here's the next day. You can see a lot of people out here. And once again, this was 100% free. No charge. Just walk out on the beach and boom, you're out here watching these races. Here they go. You could actually get very, very close to them. Here I had to go to a wider lens to even get them in here because I'm standing so close to them. So this is Monte Gordo, folks. A very fun place to go. This would be a great place to go in summertime with all the beautiful beaches and everything. But we enjoyed it even in the wintertime. In November we were there. The weather was great. Even during the day, I had to take jackets off and go down to a thinner shirt because it was very warm out. And you can see they're racing right on the beach, right on the water there, right across from the water. Couple more shots here of the racing, and then you're going to see the checkered flag coming out here in just a moment. And there's the checkered flag. They're starting to flag the winners into the winning circle. Actually, it was just a winning area. I think I've got a shot of that coming up, some of the winners as well. And there they are. They had the video crew there talking to them. And then in between the races, out front in the parking lot, they had the Monster Energy group there. And they had lots of little vendor booths that you could go to. And this was the circus tour, trial tour. And they put on a little mini motorcycle jumping show here. And we're going to see a little bit of that. This is the best shot I could get there. I was in the back, and they kind of jumped down in below the crowd. You can't see them there, so I could only get these shots when they're elevated up like this, up on top of the trucks, doing some of their tricks. Here comes the next guy. And this was, once again, 100% free. Right out in front of the hotels. If you're staying in one of these hotels right there, you could be sitting on your balcony or looking out your windows and watching this. We were just 2 buildings over, and our hotel was right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We've got more videos coming up next. We're going to go to the town next door. I can't pronounce it actually correctly, so I'll try to say it better in the next video. But in the next town, that's the town where you can catch a boat, go right over to Spain. That town has lots of restaurants, and it's right on a waterway. And that's coming up next in our next video. So there you have it, Monte Gordo, Portugal.